Thank you, President. My question is for the Minister for Small Business. The government has a COVID-19 business support fund for those operations impacted by stage 3 and 4 restrictions in Metropolitan Melbourne and the Mitchell Shire area. These are $10,000 grants that are available until the 14th of September. This support, and I know many of my businesses in my area have welcomed this support during this difficult time, but I think you'll all agree that businesses who have already received the support from this fund will in no way be back in swing in just 12 days. Will the Minister extend the scheme and allow businesses to reapply to this fund until the end of the year, so to ensure they have the cash flow to reopen again when they're given the green light?
Minister.
Thank you. President, thank Ms Patten for her question. The Minister with responsibility for the administration of the Small Business Fund is Minister Pakula, but given the very clear interest from the small business portfolio, I'll be able to answer that to a point, perhaps up to the point about specifically what are our intentions for next steps. But the Business Support Fund is now in its third iteration. So I guess that gives you some indication of the government's willingness to respond as circumstances change, as different restrictions in different places at different points in time require additional support, and our willingness to respond to those. This particular fund, I think, has to be seen in the context also of all of the other supports, of which there are many. I mentioned some yesterday in my response to Mr Davis, and there are a whole lot of others as well. They're frequently updated. There are those for specific sectors, there are those for particular geographical areas, and I would encourage all businesses to be regularly checking the Business Vic website for the most contemporary information. It wouldn't be our intention to extend tranche 3 of the Small Business Fund beyond the advertised date. We have, I think, a reasonable expectation of demand for that, and funding's been made accordingly, and that's very much in response to a return to stage 3 in regional Victoria and a return to, and the imposition of stage 4 in Melbourne. But what I can certainly do is give my word, and I'm confident on behalf of the Premier, the Treasurer, Minister Pakula as well, to our business community, that we will continue to respond and react and make sure that people are supported on the way through. I've heard from many people how important this fund has been for critical cash flow at those critical points, but we know that there's an awful lot more to be done, and we'll do it.
Ms Patten on the supplementary.
Thank you. And I know it's difficult because I realise that this fund actually isn't under your portfolio, but I suppose could the Minister maybe give some assurance? Is there any specific information that you could provide that small businesses could be looking out for to assist them really with restocking so they can reopen and really kind of having that cash flow as we start hopefully reopening and rebuilding?
Minister. Yes, thank you, President, and thank Ms Patten for a further question. We will continue to support Victorian small businesses, and indeed the larger ones as well, as we reopen the economy. There's a lot of consultation and engagement underway this week in preparation for the announcements Sunday on both the Melbourne and the regional Victoria roadmaps to reopening. Look, certainly what I'm hearing from our business community and my colleagues is that people want certainty, and people certainly don't want us to be going back where we've just come from. These restrictions are incredibly difficult for our business community. They have, however, worked in dramatically reducing the incidence of infection, and for that I think we can all be very thankful and very cognisant of the price that a lot of people are paying for that. Again, I would encourage people to make themselves familiarise themselves with the supports that are available, but it would also indicate that we're acutely aware that there will be more to do.